Hi and welcome back to Cheeky Crypto. My name is Nick, and today guys we're jumping down into the charts for 𝗲𝗂𝗏, taking a look at what's been going on most recently and what I would expect to happen next. Now as I get into this video, if you find it useful and informative, hit the like button. I really do appreciate that. If you happen to be new to the channel, then why not go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell, select all notifications, and in doing so you will be kept up to date with absolutely everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. Now if you have not yet joined us in Discord, the link is in the description down below. It's a fantastic community talking crypto 24/7. It's completely free, and I don't think you'll be disappointed by what you find down there, so why not go ahead and check that one out today. Also in the description down below you're going to find two other links, one for our Patreon services where we offer a lot more for our Patreon members via Discord, everything from trading through to project reviews, buying and selling and staking alerts, AMAs twice weekly, and a whole host of additional benefits. If that's your bag, why not check that one out. And the second link that's down in the description down below is to the new Cheeky podcast, a fantastic way of staying up to date with absolutely everything crypto on your commute to the office. It's completely free, so why not check it out, and I don't think you'll be disappointed with that one either. Okay, let's waste no more time though. Let's jump right down into the technical analysis here of 𝗲𝗂𝗏. Now we have here 𝗲𝗂𝗏 paired up with USDT. We're on the hourly chart, and Binance is our data source. If you wanted to replicate this, those are the parameters that you're going to need. Now as we kind of jump down, we can see that I'm kind of expecting this to be a fourth wave move. However, there's a few things here that we should probably acknowledge, and I'm going to kind of go through this as objectively as I can, although I do want the price of 𝗲𝗂𝗏 to go down a little bit so I can accumulate a bit more. That being said, I'm going to kind of give you both scenarios, one of the bullish criteria and one of the bearish criteria. Okay, I do think there's a slight push to the upside to be had here with 𝗲𝗂𝗏 still, and that could create an invalidation. So just purely based on the logic of how Elliott wave theory is applied, wave 4 is never allowed to cross wave 1 unless of course it's in a diagonal move. But when you have a diagonal move, you would have also a series of 3 wave moves and 5 wave moves. So I don't think this is a really good fit for a diagonal, and instead it would just invalidate the entire structure. Now what's important about this particular move is that if we do see this invalidation, then actually I think we've got a more bullish criteria going on the lower side of things, and I'll go through that in a moment. Essentially, invalidation of our lows come in here at 2.314 cent. Okay, we cannot cross lower. We cannot cross higher than our wave 1 low, okay, which is represented by this dash line here. Okay, so we're just going to keep that in the back of our mind. 2.314 cent is invalidation of any further lows to the downside. Now we've already exceeded past my 2.013 area. This was an area that I was expecting us to kind of go up to and kind of find some kind of rejection. Now we actually got rejected, I think, from 0.8, yeah, 2.008, and we fell back down, and then we surged back up again. Okay, so I was not expecting the surge back up again, but again the market in itself has been in an extreme state of FOMO through some kind of Adam and Eve nonsense of some kind. And that being said, this is actually quite clear kind of structured moves that are going on here. With 𝗲𝗂𝗏, we don't have any kind of fake outs or anything like that. The structure is actually pretty decent, and we have ways to kind of analyze it. So from our bearish kind of perspective, we'll start there. We should stay below 2.314. Okay, I think we've got a slight push higher first, and then basically we pull back down. Now based on the fact that we've actually already gone up a little bit higher, this does change our low points. As you can see, we were targeting 1.453 to 1.569. This is now changed. The higher that wave 4 goes, the lower that wave 5 goes. Okay, so essentially now we're talking about 1.393 up to a possible 1.544. okay, so you can see how these things are vastly different, and they can change quite rapidly because it's all calculated based on how high wave 4 goes, and obviously it expands out where wave 5 goes. So I'm going to remove the fib, but you can kind of see here now that we're going lower with our wave 5 expectations based on how high we're pushing. Okay, let's actually now zoom in on this section just here. Because what we do have are some pretty clear moves. Okay, I'm going to mark this one up to start with. Okay, so here we have a potential 5-wave structured move. Okay, let's say potential because it doesn't have to be, but I think it is. And then of course on this side we also have a structured move that comes up. I'm going to take it here to here, up here for a wave 3, down here for a wave 4, and then up here in a wave 5. Okay, and again, so what we're looking at is a structured move, and this is a 5-3-5 move coming up. Now we've got some overextensions. I'm not going to go down into more degrees of this, but you can see here this doesn't look like it's done yet, and you know, we might actually be pushing up a bit more to complete this one. It looks like an overextended fifth wave, for example. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure this distance, because this is going to get really complicated. But this structure isn't exactly going to be something that's easy to spot in itself. Right now, we're above the 1.382, and my expectations might be to push this ever so slightly higher until we hit a 1.618. Okay, because there is a possible scenario here where this bottomed area is actually now leading us up into our 200% surge already. Okay, and so we should keep that in our back of our minds, and that kind of goes back to a couple of videos ago. Okay, I was expecting us to come down before we surged, and we could be surging already. So let's kind of recap on this a little bit. So I think we can potentially push up a little bit higher to 2.204. Once we hit 2.024, essentially this becomes a 5-wave structured move in itself. So if I delete that off, just bring this down ever so slightly here. So where I have these two 5-wave counts, this one being a wave 1, this being a wave 2, this being a wave 3, if we can just hit that slightly higher, then there'll be a wave 4 pull back down, and then a final 5th wave going up higher. Okay, now why is this important? Well, this is important for a couple of really key reasons. Essentially, all of this just might be the start of our move out of this slump. Okay, it would be a very unusual to see a 5-wave move like this as a wave 4, which is why we would cross this area of 2.314 and invalidate this as a 4th wave altogether. Okay, so this is the kind of structure that we would be talking about moving up to 4.4 cent, and the kind of thing that you'd expect to see. Now, I would expect this to be a 5-3-5 zigzag kind of structured move, as we kind of move on up out of this particular area as we move into a macro 4th wave. Okay, a macro 4th wave would basically be let's just take A, B, C. So we move up into an A wave, we move down into a B wave, and we move up into a C wave, right? Something to that effect, and that would be our 4th wave. So we could be witnessing the beginning of this, right? It's still possible, of course, that until we push past 2.314, that we do drop back down. But under these current structures, it is possible that actually we're looking at surging earlier than I was originally expecting. Okay, I was expecting us to pull back down into the 5th wave lows before that pushed higher. Okay, but that could be invalidated very quickly as we continue to grow. Now, if I bring the momentum indicator, we can see here that we are looking for downward price action on our hourly chart, meaning that this could be the 5th wave move. We pull back down ever so slightly, we have that move up higher, and we complete this ever so slightly more, and still hit that kind of expectation. So it'll be interesting to kind of see how it goes, but we are looking for downward price action at the moment. But I would still expect a little bit more on the upper side. Now, if I come over to the 4-hour, you can see here that we can push this 4-hour chart back up into the overbought area. So again, although we are coming down on this hourly chart, I still think there's a little bit of room to grow. Now, on the 8-hour, we're overbought. On the daily, we are also overbought. So, I think if I'm being brutally honest, I do think there's higher probability of downward price action than upward price action, but I do want to kind of show you that there are scenarios here where we have it mapped out in both directions. These wave counts are loose, to say the least. I'm confident on some of them, such as this 5-wave move. This one here doesn't look anywhere near complete, so it could be a zigzag pattern that actually has completed here, and we just kind of got this move. Alternatively, something else is going on as well. So a little bit of speculation going on here, and what really we're watching for is one of two things. We are either going to be pushing up into invalidation at 2.314, okay, and we get confirmation of that at that level, or we're dropping back down, and anything lower than pretty much, I'm going to say anything lower than this move here is going to be giving me pretty much a decent amount of confidence. So anything lower than 1.927 would give me confidence in thinking that we're likely to pull back down in a pretty significant way by crossing this wave 5 high point. Obviously, confirmation of the real move to the downside comes in at 1.645 as we go ahead and set a new lower low on this structure. Okay, so essentially, yeah, everything there's looking pretty good for Harmony 1. Yeah, I just want to kind of see where we get that confirmation. I feel that there's a little bit of growth in it, but not much. but I could be wrong. The stochastic RSIs, for example, they can correct very, very quickly if this market turns bullish all of a sudden. So, it's always possible that we do move up into that invalidation zone of 2.314 cent. But until that happens, we are still believing that the price is to move down. So I'm going to leave the video there, guys. Brief one, I know. Keep you kind of up to date with what's going on. And if anything changes, I will, of course, send another update out. If you found it useful and informative, hit the like button. I really do appreciate that. If you happen to be new to the channel, then why not go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell, select all notifications, and in doing so, you will be kept up to date with absolutely everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. And with all that said, done, and out of the way, I hope everyone has a fantastic day, and I'll catch you all in the next one.